So, what is to be gained from reflective practice? Clearly, reflective practice means best practice. It provides a real shift in focus for the teacher, away from deterministic views of teaching, a shift in the power of teaching, and creates a general dialogue about what is teaching and learning. Consider this story, for example. This story is taken from David Halberstam's novel The Reckoning. Hal Sperlich, an executive of Ford Motors, on one of his visits to Japan in the early 1970s, noticed that there were no repair bays for defective cars. "Where do you repair your cars?" Sperlich asked the engineer. "We don't have to repair our cars," the engineer answered. "Well, then," Sperlich asked, "where are your inspectors?" "The workers are the inspectors," his guide answered. What we can see from this story is the shift in power in terms of what is quality, away from deterministic views to the teacher as the focus. During the last few decades, the slogan of reflective practice has been embraced by many, by teachers, by teacher researchers, and by institutions and even governments. The move towards seeing teachers as reflective practitioners is also a rejection of a top-down view of what teaching and learning is all about, where teachers are simply conduits of knowledge from the government to students, from organizations to learners. On the surface, the reflective practice movement involves a recognition that learners should be more active in formulating the purposes and also the outcomes of the work in the classroom. On the surface, the reflective practice movement also needs a change in leadership roles in terms of curriculum development, and also school reform. Most importantly, reflection helps us as teachers to develop our own learning and provides a teaching framework. This is perhaps best explained by Stephen Brookfield. He says that reflective practice allows us to consciously develop our own repertoire of strategies and techniques in the classroom. We can draw upon our teaching and use this in the context and discipline of teaching. He also says that reflective practice helps us to take informed decisions in the classroom, to take actions which are meaningful and justified, and be able to explain these to others. Reflective practice helps us adjust our teaching, respond to problems and issues which we're faced with as teachers in the classroom. So, for example, rather than just reacting to a poor evaluation, we consider, we investigate, and try to understand the underlying reasons for a poor evaluation and use this to take appropriate action. Stephen Brookfield says that reflective practice helps us become aware of the underlying beliefs and assumptions that we have as teachers about teaching and learning. And as a consequence, we can try to understand what we do and why we do what we do. Reflective practice helps to promote a positive learning environment. Through reflection, our teaching becomes much more responsive to students and to student feedback, and through this we get good quality learning. Reflective practice helps us to locate our teaching in the broader, the bigger institutional and even social contexts in which teaching and learning take place.